welcome to Hulusulu. I'm Roseanne, your guide for this tour. I tell you all about the things you will see. So first, let's talk about the stock. From Brittany Castro 2013, a stock is ownership in a company. When you buy a stock, you buy a piece of the company. Congruently, if the company tanks your stock tanks, just like a bond. There are many types of stocks because there are many different types of companies out there. Large company stocks, mid-cap stocks, small-cap stocks, international stocks, emerging stocks, and tech stocks.
Mabuhay! I am Charity Montefulco from the Philippines. Are you looking for a place to visit that feels like a paradise? Or maybe a place where you can say, wow, it's really fun here. Ladies and gentlemen, embrace yourselves as I proudly show you the magnificent beauty of one of the best places here in the Philippines. Mindanao is home to many pristine beaches, unspoiled natural attractions, and beautiful waterfalls that will keep you coming back. One of its gems is the Tinoy Falls. It is dubbed as the crown jewel of Surigao del Sur for its breathtaking beauty. In Tinoy Falls, you can ride a bamboo raft, swim, and enjoy the beauty of the place. Not as commercialized and popular as destinations like Cebu, Boracay, and Siargao, visiting this place may mean that there are only a few tourists. Sounds like a good thing, huh? What are you waiting for? Have fun and bond with your family, friends, or your partner here in Tinoy Falls, Surigao del Sur. And speaking of bond, let me share to you what is bonds when it comes to investment. In finance, a bond is a type of security under which the issuer owes the holder a debt and is obliged, depending on the terms, to repay the principal of the bond at the maturity date as well as interest over a specified amount of time. So instead of selling stocks, the company may also issue a bond. When bond is issued, the company is borrowing money from the bondholder and promises to pay its face value at the maturity date along with the given rate of interest called the coupon. When a company issues bonds, they are also considered as stocks. However, if the company declares bankruptcy, the bondholders have the first claim to the assets of the company before the stockholders. Changes in the prices of bonds vary according to the demands of the market or according to market performance. The par value or the face value of a bond is the original amount of money borrowed by a particular company. Most companies issue a face value of 1,000 pesos. For example, a bond with a face value of 1,000 has a 4% coupon and a 15-year maturity date. So here's the solution. The interest is calculated using the simple interest formula where P is equals to 1,000, R is equals to 0.04, and P is equals to 15. So the bondholder will receive the face value of 1,000 plus 600 for the interest. And these are the advantages and disadvantages of bonds. Again, this is Charity Montefulco. Come and visit the Philippines because it's more fun in the Philippines. Mabuhay!
Good day everyone, I'm Debbie Princess Ayubial and I'm going to show some beautiful places in Cebu City. Cebu City is the birthplace of Catholicism in Asia. Cebu City, or the Queen City of the South, on Cebu Island reigns in a group of islands comprising the Visayas region of the Central Philippines. Cebu City, officially known as the City of Cebu, is the first-class highly urbanized city in the Central Visayas region of the Philippines and capital of the Cebu province. According to the 2020 census, it has a population of 964,169 people, making it the sixth most populated city in the nation and the most populous in the Visayas. So here are some places that you must visit in Cebu City. First is the Magellan Cross. Next is Basilica del Santo Niño. Next is Fort San Pedro. Next is Heritage of Cebu Monument. And next is Zero Flower Farms. Next is Kawasan Falls. And lastly, Whale Shark of Oslobs. And every places or tourist spot in Cebu that you haven't visited has its owners, or some are investments. So let's talk about that in the mutual fund. What is mutual fund? A mutual fund is a type of financial vehicle made up of a pool of money collected from many investors to invest in securities like stocks, bonds, money market instruments, and other assets. Mutual funds are operated by professional money managers who allocate the fund assets and attempt to produce capital gains or income for the fund's investors. A mutual fund portfolio is structured and maintained to match the investment objectives stated in its prospectus. Mutual funds give small or individual investors access to professionally managed portfolio of equities, bonds, and other securities. Each shareholders therefore participate proportionally in the gains or losses of the fund. Mutual funds invest in a vast number of securities and performance is usually tracked as the change in the total market cap of the fund, derived by aggregating performance of the underlying investments. How mutual funds work. A mutual fund is both an investment and an actual company. This dual nature may seem strange, but it is no different from how a share of AAPL is a representation of Apple Incorporated. When an investor buys Apple stock, he is buying partial ownership of the company and its assets. Similarly, a mutual fund investor is buying partial ownership of the mutual fund company and its assets. The difference is that Apple is the business of the making innovative devices and tablets, while a mutual fund company is the business of making investments.
Mabuhay, and welcome to the Philippines, home for its 7,641 islands that are broadly categorized under the three main geographical divisions from north to south: Luzon, Visayas, and Mindanao. I am Rexer Padihinog, your tour guide for today. Ladies and gentlemen, let me proudly present you one of the wonders of the Philippines, the Palawan. Palawan consists of 1,780 islands of pristine white beaches, dramatic rock formations, secret coves, and underground mysteries, an untamed land, a nature lover's paradise, and an adventurous dream. Palawan certainly levels up to its image as the lost frontier. This will surely makes you keep on coming back, and you'll surely say it's really more fun in the Philippines. Getting properties near to this kind of magnificent tourist attraction is truly a wise and good decision. A place becomes appealing to many people when it has majestic sceneries, unique sights, and exciting adventures. People visit different locations around the globe to visit unfamiliar and interesting environments relatively new to them. And speaking of ownership, owner occupancy or home ownership, according to Wikipedia, is a form of housing tenure where a person called the owner-occupier, owner-occupant, or homeowner owns the home in which he or she lives. This home can be house, apartment, condominium, or a housing cooperative. Home owning is considered as life's biggest investment for all of us. For example, consider the stage of searching for a feasible property. You would start to search on a real estate search site or by talking to a real estate broker. He would take you around to show properties under his listing. You'll check out the property, locality, price, legal paper, and other factors before you settle down with the property. Once you finalize a property, you make a down payment to the property owner to confirm the deal. You then approach a bank for availing finances required to make the remaining payment to the owner. The bank representatives verify if the property and the papers you have submitted is legit. The loan gets sanctioned, you make payment and register the property on your name. So basically, owning a home is considered a necessity to lead a peaceful life. For many people, owning a home represents the stability, independence, and freedom of reaching adulthood.
Hi there! Let me introduce myself. My name is Liz. I am your guide and will support you during the tour. I promise you are going to learn something. Do you know John Nash? Or in full, John Forbes Nash Jr., born on June 13, 1928 in Bluefield, West Virginia, U.S. Died on May 23, 2015 near Monroe Township, New Jersey. John Nash was an American mathematician who was awarded the 1994 Nobel Prize for Economics for his landmark work, first begun in the 1950s on the mathematics of game theory. He shared the prize with John Harsanyi and Reinhard Sultan. In 2015, Nash won the Abel Prize for his contributions to the study of partial differential equations with Louis Nirenberg. Nash enrolled in chemical engineering at the Carnegie Institute of Technology in Pittsburgh before he switched to chemistry and then to mathematics, in which he finally received both bachelor's and master's degrees in 1948. 2 years later, at age 22, he completed a doctorate at Princeton University. In 1951, he joined the faculty of the Massachusetts Institute of Technology, or MIT, where he pursued research into partial differential equations. He resigned in the late 1950s after bouts of mental illness. He then began an informal association with Princeton, where he became a senior research mathematician in 1995.
Did you know that on May 23, 2015, Nash and his wife died in a car accident on the New Jersey Turnpike near Monroe Township? They were on their way home from Newark Airport after a visit to Norway, where Nash had received the Abel Prize. Hello everyone, I'm Miss Jade, Miss Desiree's co-tour guide, and I'm going to continue her topic about John Forbes Nash Jr. Nash did a groundbreaking work in the area of real algebraic geometry. The Nash embeddings theorems state that every Riemannian manifold can be isometrically embedded into some Euclidean space. Isometrically embedded equals embedded in a way that preserves the length of every path. Bending is permitted, but not stretching, tearing, etc. Curves drawn on the surface must retain the same arc length even after bending. Mikhail Leonidovich Gromov, a Russian-French mathematician, writes about Nash's work. He stated that Nash was solving classical mathematical problems, difficult problems, something that nobody else was able to do, not even to imagine how to do it. But what Nash discovered in the course of his constructions of isometric embeddings is far from classical. It is something that brings about a dramatic alteration of our understandings of the basic logic of analysis and differential geometry. Judging from the classical perspective, what Nash has achieved in his papers is as impossible as the story of his life. His work on isometric immersions opened a new world of mathematics that stretches in front of our eyes in yet unknown directions and still awaits to be explored. So that's all. Thank you for visiting the stunning Mount Apo. Please don't forget to keep your trash so that we'll maintain the cleanliness of this place. Thank you.